Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you, Mr. Jones, for your effort this morning. We certainly appreciate you. My partner in crime is not here this morning, Mr. Larry Armstrong, but we're going to make do. We're going to make do, Mr. Jones. That was actually my outro and not my intro, but that's okay. we going to make do. Good morning, WMPR. He got me crying over here, you guys. He had me crying in the studio. Skies and shine, sun talks money, the future's alive. Grab your coffee, let's take a ride. It's wealth and wisdom, time will rise. Author, Mr. Educating, sharing the wealth, building things you should do. From trust to thinking, it's all a must. Your guide to wealth is learning to trust. Lesson life, secure it right. Dreams take shape with every insight. Rules and assets, life insurance plans, building for your future with expert hands. Slow down money and more, building wealth with knowledge galore. Facilitation plans to grow, tune in and watch your dreams overflow. From day to day, to trust to life, breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, banking tips, we're here to help your fortune eclipse. From day to day, to trust to life, breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, banking tips, we're here to help your fortune eclipse. So tune in now, it's time to learn. So wisdom's your return. Invest, protect, and thrive for sure. Signing off is no time to money. Much better, Mr. Jones. Now that's the intro to So Talks Money and More. Good morning, my WMPR and WGDQ listening audience. Good morning to you, Facebook and YouTube viewing audience. It's Monday, 7 a.m. and it's time for So to start talking money and more. I see y'all coming on in. Come in. It's a wonderful day to be here this fourth Monday in July the 21st. I am so excited and so delighted to be here. I got a lot to talk about this morning, but first I want to stop and give a shout out to St. Mary's Missionary Baptist Church. I was able to worship with them on yesterday for their Women's Day program that's over in Flowood. We had a wonderful time. My dear friend, Sister Retha Bookert, was the guest speaker. And she did an absolutely wonderful job presenting to the ladies and the gentlemen that were in the audience. And I was so honored to be with them on yesterday. Had a good time with them. Also, got to mention quickly, we're going to talk more about this in our upcoming shows over the next few weeks. But you guys know, if you've been following me for any time, that I am really, really excited about InvestFest that's coming up in Atlanta, as well as the All Black National Conference. Both of those events will be occurring between the dates of August the 21st and August the 24th. I will be there. The question is, will you be there? Dr. Williams will actually be a presenter at the All Black National Conference. I will be a vendor at InvestFest, and I am looking forward to being there. I keep telling these Mississippians that are listening to me, come on, let's go. Atlanta is only about 6 hours away. Let's go. And more importantly, Mr. Jones, I started thinking, I know when I say that, you probably start trembling in your shoes, but it's time for us to really start raising money and taking some of our youth and exposing them to what's going on in Atlanta over at InvestFest. That will be a wonderful, wonderful thing. And he's shaking his head like, Lord, what is she doing now? But I just got to put that out there in the atmosphere. We need to take some of these young people and expose them to what's going on over at InvestFest. But I will defer and come on back to what we need to talk about today. Now, again, if you've been following me for any time, you know over the last several weeks, I have been talking about a program that was near and dear to my heart, an initiative that we said we were going to try, see what kind of results we got. And basically, if we found that it worked, we would roll it out on a larger scale, hopefully other people would see our efforts and would decide that they wanted to do something similar or something better. Well, we had an opportunity to do just that. This weekend, we rolled out Each One, Teach One. This initiative, as I have said many times before, came about through a chance interaction that I had at Walmart about a month or so ago. A young man walked over to me and asked me if he could get a boost. His battery had died in his car. And he told me he had jumper cables, but he did not have anybody to boost him off. So I drove my car over, pulled up. He looked at me with this strange look and said, do you know how to install the battery cables? And at that moment, the educator in me said, this is a teachable moment right here. Obviously, if this young man, who appeared to be somewhere between probably 25 and 30 years old, if he does not know how to do this, then certainly there are other youth throughout the city who would benefit from knowing how to do so. And with that, the ideal for Each One, Teach One was born. Over the past several weeks, we have been here on air advocating, announcing, promoting the event. We've been out in the community passing out flyers, encouraging people to support the event by either attending or helping us out with those things that we knew would be needed, primarily water. We knew that we were hosting this event in the middle of July, and we're in Mississippi, so of course it was going to be hot, and we asked the public to, at a minimum, please support the event with water and ice. So we did that for several weeks, and as time rolled on, the day for the event came this past Saturday. What an event it was. For those of you that were not able to be with us, you missed a treat. We had children on site, we had youth on site, we had young adults on site, we had seniors on site. The idea for the event was to bring our community elders together with our youth to pass on skills and knowledge that they have that we know are missing in our youth today. In fact, on last evening, I was able to call in on Dr. Henderson's show, and there was a gentleman that called in, and there was a discussion about, the things that used to be back in the day. They had what Mr. Jones called shop. The young men had to take shop, and somebody called him in and corrected him. They said, well, by the time they came along, it was called industrial arts. Either way, we know that may not be something that's being offered in our schools anymore, but that's certainly not to say that there's not a need for that type of training, that type of education. So my question becomes to our listening audience, when it's not being done in the homes, it's not being done in the schools, not being done in the churches, who's supposed to do it? Where will our youth get this knowledge? Where will they get these skill sets if somebody or somebody's don't step up to try to do something to transfer some of this knowledge that's in our heads to these young people? Because the reality is, if you're like me and the times around the clock have been many, the sun is setting on many of us. You may not want to hear it, but that's the reality. Sun is setting on many of us. And our goal as we are winding down should be to leave this world empty. And by that, I mean the things that have been poured into us, it is time for us to pour into others. Because after all, wherever we end up, wherever we go, we won't need them. We won't need to know how to change tires. We won't need to know how to install battery cables. We won't need any of this knowledge where we are going after we leave here. I assure you, we won't need it. but those who are left behind certainly need to know. You know, this morning I got up and I was so excited. I have a very long day ahead of me. I was so excited about getting my day started. Believe it or not, Mr. Jones has told you guys many times, and I'll tell you too, I look forward to 4:21 a.m. on Monday mornings to get myself up, get together, and get here into the studio to pour into our listening audience. That is a delight and a highlight of my day. But this morning I made a mistake. Rather than just getting up and getting dressed and getting here, I decided to pick up my phone and look at the local news. And for a moment, a brief moment, I had a moment. A moment, I guess I'll say it like this. I had a Fannie Lou Hamer moment. I'm sick and tired, you guys. And I'm ready for Black America. I'm ready for the community. Jackson, Mississippi. I know we're broadcasting in Hattiesburg, and I'm ready for you guys to get sick and tired too. It is time for us to get sick and tired of our young people killing our young people. When the headlines read, once again, 15-year-old juvenile killed at the hands of a 19-year-old juvenile, my question becomes, when will we get sick and tired? When will we as a community say enough is enough? When will we? One of the things that we can do, you know, we can't be everywhere. We can't be in everybody's house. Of course, a lot of these things are happening sometimes at 2 and 3 o'clock in the mornings when we're at home in the comfort of our homes, 4 or 5 o'clock in the mornings. A lot of times we're at home. We can't do anything about those things, but there are things that we can do. And this event that we had this weekend, this Each One, Teach One, was a wonderful opportunity for us as a community to come together and to show, not just tell, not just talk about, but to show our young people how much we care, how important they are to us, how important it is to us that they succeed. We had an opportunity to come together. I'm so thankful, I'm grateful this morning for each and every one that came out. We had about 20 young people, and we had twice as many adults. I'm really excited about that. That was a win for me. Even if there had been just one young person that showed up, that would have been a win. But we had about 20, maybe 18, 19 kids that showed up, young people, I'll say, because the ages range from 9 years old up to 25. So that's all young people compared to where many of us are. We had twice as many elders to come out, which I was really, really excited about, to see our elders come out to be a part of the event. I thank you to all of you who took the time out to come and support the event. I have to start by thanking our supporters, our sponsors. You know, when I came up with this idea, I started reaching out to my circle, people that I know, people that I do business with, I interact with. And, you know, there were several people who told me no right away. Of course, that was to be expected. Well, Dr. Williams, I would love to support, but I have other things planned. You know, I'll be out of town. I'll be here. I'll be there. And I understand, this is summertime. A lot of people have summer travel plans. Of course, this is back to school time. We had a lot of different events going on across the city, school drives, school supply drives. So, I understand that people were in different places. However, there were some that said, I can't physically be there, but I will support. Not only did they say it, they put their money where their mouth is. And for those who did that, we are so grateful to you. We are so grateful to the support that we got. Pro Quality Lawn Landscape, Mr. Terrence, thank you so much. We called him at the nth hour and he stepped up and he showed up, and we thank you so much. Our own Mr. Marty Hart was traveling. I saw him briefly this morning as the show was starting. So he traveled safely and he's back in town. Thank you, Mr. Hart. Couldn't be there, but he said, I can't be there, but my friend, he know who I'm talking about. I don't even have to call his friend's name. He know who I'm talking about. He left his friend with me. So thank you, Mr. Hart. We appreciate your support. My family was traveling. They were at the family reunion. They could not be here, but they always have my back. When nobody else will support me, I can count on them to support. So I thank you, my parents, for their support. Mr. Clifton Jackson, thank you, sir, for agreeing to support us. Pastor Jackson, thank you. Pastor Charlie Clark, I can't say enough. When we found ourselves at the last hour having to change the venue, Pastor Clark said, yes, come on. Not only did he do that, he also agreed to help us financially. So we thank our sponsors, those that I may not even know that did donate. Thank you. I thank you to my friend, lovely Lisa. She was there before I arrived on Saturday morning, waiting with me some water. Thank you, beautiful Lisa, for being there for me. Sister Rita showed up. She said, Dr. Williams, I got a tent for you. It's going to be hot out there. Children need something to keep them shaded. So she brought a tent over, and not only did she do that, she stayed around to help us get set up. So thank you to those who supported. Mrs. Jones, the other half of Mr. Jones, showed up for us, and I thank her for serving as the hostess for our registration area, also helping us with our signage and all of her support. Thank you. Our presenters, for those of you that want to know what went on, we tried to go live on Facebook a couple of times to let you see just what was going on, but we were pouring into our youth. We took 3 hours out of our day to work with our youth on skills, basic skills that many of us have, things that we have acquired through our life experiences, things that we may have acquired through our work experiences, even those of us that grew up in the church. There are certain things that were poured into us that may not be being poured into some of the youth today. We took the time out to pour these things into these children that showed up on Saturday. Things like leadership skills, decision-making skills, critical thinking skills, conflict resolution skills, money management skills, goal setting skills, self-care and stress management skills, auto care skills, and of course, lawn care skills. We are so thankful that we were able to do that, but of course, we could not have done it without those who stepped up to help us, our presenters. Shout out to JPD. When I called Chief Wade and told him what I was trying to accomplish, immediately he said yes, he would support. Yes, he would have someone there. And he did. And we thank you so much for the support that we received on Saturday. Captain Hendricks, Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Uh, Jackson Fire, when we called you, you said yes, you came through. You told us if we get a call that there's a fire going on, emergency, we'll have to leave and respond. And of course, we respect that. But as things worked out, they were able to be with us throughout the program. So we thank them as well as AMR for being there to work with our young people. Hinds County Sheriff's Department. It's so good when you can call your first responders, your law enforcement officers, and there's not an emergency per se. You know, we're not calling them because a 15-year-old has had their life taken at the hands of a 19-year-old. We're calling them to come work with us to prevent that from happening. So it was so good to see our community first responders on site working with our young people. Thank you so much. Mr. and Mrs. Curtis Body, thank you for coming through. Curtis and I are sisters and brothers from other mothers and fathers. I tell you, it's good to have some good friends. It's good to have somebody to have your back. And Mr. Body is that somebody for me. If you don't have nobody, you can't have my body, but you need to go get you a body. Somebody that you know you can call on, bounce things off. How's your day? What you think about this kind of person? That's what Mr. Body has been in my life. And I thank he and his lovely bride, Jackie, for being there on Saturday and sitting with our youth, talking to them about money management. We also had a young man by the name of Mr. Malik East to come through. Young brother, it just delights my heart when I see our young people that are taking this thing called money management, investing to the next level. Thank you so much, Mr. Malik, for coming through. And since I'm there, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little plug. Mr. Malik was not only on site this past Saturday, he's actually hosting a free seminar on August the 2nd at We Care Church, 11 a.m. That's at 139 Colonial Drive. He said refreshments will be served. All you got to do is show up and let him continue to feed into you as well how money works. Thank you, Mr. Malik, for coming through for us on Saturday. My fellow author, my fellow Prentice High School Bulldog, shout out to PHS. Mr. Cyrus Jones was in the house. Cyrus has a career that spans over 30 years in management, and he was there passing on his knowledge of leadership skills to our young people. Cyrus is now a published author as well as a motivational speaker in this second season of his life. And he took time out, even though he had an event in Memphis on Saturday afternoon. He came through, and we thank you, Mr. Jones, for being there. My fellow author, my friend, Mr. Nick Brown, fellow investor, who is the CEO of Boss Brothers. He was in the house with his lovely bride, Tracy, along with their 3 very intelligent sons. I tell you, everybody that interacted with those 3 young men were blown away. Yes, thank you for showing up and showing out on this past Saturday, my friend, Mr. Nick. We could not have done this without Mr. Bruce Ray with Bruce Ray's Lawn Care, as well as the support of Prestige Auto Care. Mr. Chris, thank you for allowing your technician to be with us on Saturday to feed into our young people. I've never seen kids so excited about learning how to operate a lawnmower, Mr. Hart. One little boy told me he got off that lawnmower. He said, that was fun. So excited about learning how to string a weed eater. He just got excited about it. That was great. Learning how to change a flat tire. I mean, I saw kids that were locked in, glued in. There was no, inattentiveness. They were really, really taking in the things that was being poured into them on Saturday. So I thank you for all of those who supported, those who came out. I have to give another shout out to the We Care Church, the congregation. There were several members of the congregation that showed up to support the event. It was also a nice lady, and I'm sorry I did not get your name, ma'am, but thank you so much. She thought enough of Dr. Williams that she baked me a cake. Y'all know that's the last thing that I need, but the fact that she thought enough of me to not only come and support my event, but to take her time, to take her money, go to the store, buy the ingredients, and take the time to bake me a cake. I thank you for thinking enough of me to do that, ma'am. Thank you so much. We also were pleasantly surprised. Mr. Terrell Brinson and his lovely bride, Deborah, came through, and Mr. Brinson blessed us in song. It was so delightful to be outside under the trees, under the breeze, and be blessed in song by Mr. Brinson. So we thank you for coming and sharing your talent with us, sir. Again, there were, if you weren't there, you missed a treat. You missed a treat. You missed an opportunity. Thank you for all of those who did support, because everybody didn't. Everybody had the same opportunity, but there were people that chose not to for whatever reason. As I say again, I understand there were a lot of things going on, but there were a lot of people that could have supported that sat back and did nothing. And that's always going to be the case. I think, I'm always disappointed when we don't step up when we can. I think the most disappointing thing for me about this entire event was one interaction that I will share. And this is a teachable moment. I had an opportunity to go into some of the JPS schools to promote this event and talk with some of the different administrators and different people about the event. One interaction in particular that did not go very well, and I don't understand this, when you have somebody in a leadership position that tells you they can't support your event because they can't see how their school benefits from people who are in the community volunteering to work with our children to help them become better people, to feed into them. If you cannot support that, I don't know what you can support. So I think there's a opportunity in that for us to learn better and to do better. When I think about what we did Saturday, and I think about where we are as a community, one of the things, the buzzword that we've been hearing for the past few months, everybody is in this boots on the ground mode. Well, if you really want to know what boots on the ground looks like, you should have been there on Saturday. That's what boots on the ground really looks like. When you have those in the community that are willing to come together and feed into our young people. It's interesting. I think back to that interaction with that administrator. I put it like that, at that school. Now, if I had gone to that school and told them that I was there to help train the kids learn the boots on the ground line dance, I just wonder if I would have been received differently. I just wanted us to think about that, because I've seen videos on social media of people in the schools allowing folks to come in and teach the kids how to do the boots on the ground line dance. To each his own. But my point is, you can welcome that. You can support that. But then there are those of us that are trying to pour some other things into the kids, such as leadership skills, decision-making skills, critical thinking skills, conflict resolution skills, money management skills. the thing that our community as a whole is losing at, and you can't support that. Let that sit right there. Well, you guys, I'm watching the clock, and I know my time is coming to an end, but I will say this. Again, I thank all of those that supported us this weekend. We have developed a framework for investing in our youth. As I said from the start, this is not something that Dr. Williams is trying to take on permanently. I got to jump back over here into my estate planning education. In fact, I'll be teaching a class tonight for my friend, Dr. Boyce Watkins, and the All Black Business School. I will be teaching for him, and I got to do it, you guys. I had a lady from Nebraska blowing my phone up all weekend. I had a chance to talk with her a little bit on yesterday, and I tell you, that's something else we're not winning at as a community. This thing called transferring of our wealth to the next generation. So I got to get my focus shifted back, get back on my post. Coming next week, we will be doing a special show. A few months ago, we had a birthday show. Next week will be my anniversary show. 1 year next week, I will be celebrating the 1 year anniversary of the release of my book, Learning to Trust, a Black Family's Guide for Building, Protecting, and Transferring Wealth. I hope you will join me here on air. It's going to be a fun show. We're going to have a good time. We're going to reflect on this journey of learning to trust over the last year. I look forward to you joining me. Thank you so much. Have a great day. It's good to be here. It's good to be alive. And it's good to see my good friend, Mr. Sherry Jones, sitting to my left over here in Studio A. Peace. Have a great day. Where's my outro?
Hello, this is Dr. Sabrina Amon Williams, educator, author, investor, and host of So Talks Money and More. You are invited to start your week with me at 7 a.m. on Mondays, right here at WMPR 90.1 FM or online at WMPR90.1.com as we educate, enlighten, inform, and empower our community about the importance of building, protecting, and transferring wealth. If it's Monday, so is talking money and more. So Talks Money and More is a proud underwriter of WMPR 90.1 FM.